I think that we are the children of a culture that is a little bit odd, meaning that we stop dreaming when we become adult, and we leave those passions and those fantasies. We believe in the tooth fairy and in Father Christmas, and then one day they tell us, come on, wake up, become an adult. I want to wake up and remain that child with those fantasies. Maybe I do because I've always been a little bit odd. I remember my parents going to Paris for a weekend, coming back with 2 presents, 2 peluche dogs for me and my younger brother, with a signboard. The one of my brothers says, Je t'aime. My one says, Je conteste. And I think that set the course of my life. My father had a passion for Africa. He was taking safari every year, and I was trying to prove to him that I could go to Africa with him. And I slept in the back garden of my country house in a small tent when I was 4 with my dogs. My wife says that even back then, I loved more animals than people. But eventually he allowed my dad to take me to Kenya with him. And that safari had really set a milestone in my life. It was not just a dream, it was more than that, it was a passion. For me, looking at these images and seeing me as a child, finally in Africa where I wanted to be, and this is the Maasai village where I end up living my life. I'm engaged with this community. I created an eco-lodge and a trust in their land. And I really think it's serendipity looking at me and my young brother with my mom walking in the very same Maasai village where the people that I work with and I live with come from. And I think it just tells you that if you feel something that is driving you, you shouldn't listen to the grown-up who tells you, grow up, stop dreaming. I didn't, and that desire to follow my passion has led to something much bigger than myself. It has led to the ability of creating something that is impacting the life of many. In a way, I guess your life as well, because I'm here today, because a friend was impressed by these. And I remember that during this safari, I was already telling my parents, wow, I love this. This is where I'm going to spend my life. And of course, it was the old school saying, yeah, grow up, you will study, we'll see what you will do. But those nights under a tent and those talk into a bushfire didn't allow me to go back to normalcy. And I dare to perceive and to pursue my passion. And eventually, that led me to move to Kenya. Time clock goes ahead. And about 20 years later, I started with a very basic camp. This is Patrick, our cook, is still today with us. We lived in this very small camp and in a very small tent for 2 years. Me and my girlfriend, Antonella, I guess it was love. I hope it's still. She's right there, still following. And you can imagine 2 years in that small tent was not exactly easy. We built the lodge employing the Maasai. We didn't want to have contractors doing it. We taught Maasai herdsmen to become carpenters, to become masons. And we built the lodge with our hands. And the very same people that you see building here, we taught them how to be waiters, how to become guides. Not that we needed to teach them the lore of the wilderness, they knew it. We had to simply teach them how to pass it to our guests. I think when I look at how we built everything from scratch, there was nothing here, not even a road, there is no communication, absolutely nothing. This is in front of Kilimanjaro. And thinking that we did it against people telling us, are you out of your mind? What are you doing? What are you thinking? Again, grow up. And I think if growing up means giving up your dreams and your passions, I don't want to grow up. I'm quite happy remaining that child. The time clock goes ahead. 18 years later, it's the next generation. It's our 3 kids who were born in Nairobi. 5 days old, they came to the camp. living in a tent. And I think it's just a testimony of how, if you follow your passions, things unfold for you. I think you make it the way you desire it. Looking at our children being children of the world. I don't know what they are. Are they Kenyans, Italian? My background is Italy, but these are Kenyan children, and this is an enlarged family. That is the lodge that you saw us building. And these are the people who were children in that Maasai village when I was 10. And these are the people that are looking after my children while I talk to you. And that is, I think, the immense privilege of having spent and spending my life with them, for them, and trying to make of that passion something that is impacting more lives. And looking at them, I think of when I was a child, their age, and how the passion of my dad was passed to me and to the next generation. When you see these children and thinking of what they will be, I think of me when I was a child or about to become a man. And when I turned 18, my dad gave me a framed speech by General Douglas MacArthur to the West Point cadet. You need to click it for me, I guess. Here it is. Youth is not a period of time. It's a state of mind, a result of the will, quality of the imagination, victory of courage over timidity, the taste for adventure over the love of comfort. I don't think we are young or old for the years that we have. I think our ability of remaining young, regardless of our age, is that ability of daring, of feeling that we can pursue our passions and that it pays off. For me, it did, and let me take you to where I live and to what I do. when I was traveling within East Africa to look for the right place where to do what I had in mind, I met a fascinating Kenyan who come from family of settler, and I think he saw in my passion something that he reminded him of himself when he was younger. And he gave me a frame speech. Again, frame speeches seems to have impact on me. And it's by William Hutchinson Murray of the Scottish Himalayan Expedition 1951, and say, whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. I began it. For me, it has worked in a fantastic way, and I wish that it can wake you up and dare to dream. Thank you.